Hello everybody, Michael with Juggernaut Welding Fab. Today we're working on some titanium. This is a catback exhaust from a Z06 Corvette. From the factory they came with titanium exhaust. Like I said, from the cat's back. A lot of cars they'll just titanium coat them, but this is actually titanium. And this is a common upgrade. I've done quite a few of these, and all we're doing here is we're tying together, we're making a shortcut for the exhaust. Instead of all of the exhaust going through the muffler, some of it will bypass and dump out of this exhaust tip. I mean, it doesn't add any huge horsepower gains or anything, but it sounds really nasty. So what I did was took some 2-inch titanium tubing and we put it in the press and ovaled that. Now we're gonna get to welding it up. We're using, this is CP1, this is grade 1, this is 045. I got it from Ticon. So I got the tubing, and I always get my filler rod from Ticon. Really good company. They also make the fancy back purge plug. Previous video I showed you how to do it kind of on the cheaper side if you don't want to spend the money on the Ticon back purge plugs or similar product for the exhaust tips. All I did was use some high temp tape for powder coating. I've got those plugged off. I've got my Ticon back purge plug back here. We're gonna go ahead and flood this thing with argon and probably let it sit for at least 5 to 10 minutes before we start welding on it. We're running our Everlast 255 EXT. It's gonna be running on DC with titanium. The biggest thing is gas coverage. It is a must to back purge. You have to back purge it, and you want to really flood that weld zone with a lot of gas. Stacia and Eric over at EDGE, they actually do make a really badass titanium setup. This replaces any trailing cups that you may have, any trailing rigs. I used to have a really expensive one and it got broken. This thing is gnarly. You can see the size of that, the amount of gas that's going to flow. What they did was made a custom adapter to adapt from like a 9 or a 20 series torch to like a 17 full-sized gas lens. And then the same thing with their collet. It's a special collet that you can get in different diameters. This one is 3/32, I believe, and it also comes with your sleeve that screws on, your insulator, you got your heat insulator, and your cup just slides right onto that adapter and you're good to go. I've already used this on a larger titanium project, and it worked out amazing. For this, I don't feel the need to use that, so we're going to go ahead and run their number 23, and I'll show you guys how good this thing shields. So we want to get our heat in quickly, similar to stainless, but what you'll notice when welding titanium is puddle isn't as smooth and shiny as stainless is. It's almost gritty. You'll see it's kind of a muddy looking puddle. You'll see a little bit of grit, but that's okay. That's just the way titanium is. So take your time, but at the same time, you want to get into it and move quickly and just keep that gas shielding when you let off your pedal. So let's get after it, shall we? Okay, so I switched out to a slightly larger filler rod. This is a 1/16. Just, it's flowing much better than the 045. I've got a small gap here. Now I'm just using low wire technique, putting a slight amount of pressure on the filler rod as I'm moving forward. Make sure that you move your cup around. Otherwise, you might just get one little spot where it didn't cover because your tungsten is right in the way. You can see that flowed really nice. Nice colorless weld. That's what you're looking for. That's how you know you've got enough gas coverage. You know you've got enough gas coverage and you're not burning too hot. You don't want colors with titanium. A light, weak color is okay, but other than that, you want a colorless weld. Very nice, very nice. When you're welding on older titanium like this, it's very important to clean it very well. So as you can see, we've welded up nicely, even though this tubing's a lot older. And this is new tubing, as long as you clean it up really well. I used a stainless steel wire brush and Scotch-Brite Rolox. Turned out really good. I'm not as perfect as some of these guys, man. That Liza, that I Am Girl welder, man, she is a monster. Makes everybody look bad. Shout out to you. We went over, I was using a 1/16 tungsten. This is 2% lanthanated, running a number 23 EDGE cup. That is a bad mamma jamma. I was running like that much stick out with that thing and doing just fine. This welded up nicely. I really appreciate you guys watching. Please hit the subscribe button and you know, hit us up on social media. Check us out. It's at Juggernaut Weld Fab on Instagram. We're on YouTube, Facebook. Check us out. TikTok, TikTok, whatever you want to call it. Check us out. Give us a like. Give us a follow. You know, if you have any words of wisdom instead of criticizing, I'm always open to tips and learning more things. But yeah, thanks for watching. This is TIG Welding Titanium.